Hello everybody, today we're going to be taking a look at this Mac Mini early 2006. This was actually Apple's first Intel Mac Mini. It came at a time when Apple was transitioning away from their PowerPC based machines and switching over to Intel. The design from the Mac Mini G4 is basically unchanged here in the Intel models, apart from some of the ports on the back being different throughout the Intel model's life, and being different from the G4 itself as well. This is the baseline configuration of the early 2006 model. Inside it has a 1.5 GHz Intel Core Solo processor. That's right, it's a single core Intel processor. It is better than the G4 Mac Minis that were before it, however, not by much. Inside it also has 2 GB of DDR2 RAM, which is the max amount that the Mac Mini Core Solo and Core Duo can support. This means that it's held back at 10.6.8 Snow Leopard. However, Snow Leopard, I believe, is still very capable to this very day, and we'll take a look at that when we turn on the machine. For graphics, we have Intel GMA 950 using 64 megabytes of video memory. The baseline model also came with a 60 GB hard drive and a ComboDrive. Inside it also had built-in AirPort, so you could have wireless networking without the additional accessory that the Mac Mini G4s required to use Wi-Fi. So, let's go ahead and take a look around. The Mac Mini has a polycarbonate top with an aluminum surround. Now, the G4 models of the Mac Mini had a bit more of a yellowing problem with the polycarbonate tops versus the Intel models. The top is also polycarbonate to allow the wireless antennas to be able to work. On the front, we can find our ComboDrive in addition to a IR sensor hidden over here. In the bottom right-hand corner, we can find our status light for if the machine is sleeping or awake. On the left and right-hand sides of the machine, we will find nothing. On the back of the machine, we will find our ports. On the top, working from left to right, we have our power button, ventilation for the components inside, a Kensington lock slot, audio in and audio out. On the bottom, from left to right, we have the port for our power adapter, which the Mac Mini does require an external brick power adapter, our Ethernet, Firewire 400, DVI video out, and 4 USB 2.0 ports. On the bottom of the machine, we will find a rubberized footing with the Apple logo in the center. Around that footing, we have plenty of ventilation. The Mac Mini used a special power brick. This one, for the Intel model, is 110 watts, and the G4 model is 85 watts. We can see at the side of the brick the information, and it is about the size of an actual brick, although it is a little bit smaller. On one end, we will find the connector, which plugs into the Mac Mini, and the other end, we will find our standard US plug. So, let's go ahead and see how well this thing runs. Okay, so let's go ahead and turn this thing on. Here we go. So as you could hear, there is a startup sound, and that is because the Mac Mini does have a built-in speaker. That's as loud as it gets. I have it turned up all the way, and it's not very loud, but it definitely is nice to have that built in case you don't want to have external speakers or you don't use speakers too often, maybe use headphones or something else, but it definitely is nice to have a built-in speaker. Now, because the Mac Mini does not have a built-in display, we're using this Apple Cinema Display 20-inch. So, we're booted up, and it didn't take long for that to happen. So let's go ahead and we'll click on the Apple logo up here. We'll go to About This Mac. We can see we are running 10.6.8 Snow Leopard. We have our 1.5 GHz Intel Core Solo processor, and our 2 GB of RAM, which is the max this machine can handle. So, what can you really do with this machine? Everything works on it pretty well to this very day. So go ahead and start with Safari, which is the default web browser here. And it'll load up Apple's website. You can see it'll load this bottom stuff, but it will not load anything here. And I'm guessing it's in a different language that this web browser cannot understand because of how old it is. So we'll go ahead and quit Safari. Firefox is somewhat up to date. However, it is not up to date in the sense of the newest version. We can go to About Firefox here, and we can see it's version 48.02. So it also says that we cannot perform further updates on this system. That's because of the Core Solo or Core Duo processor. Either one will both show this message. And being a combination of Snow Leopard. If we had Snow Leopard on a newer machine, we probably would be able to upgrade a little bit higher than 48.02. But because of the Core Solo and the operating system, we're held back here at 48. However, it seems to work just fine with every single website that I throw at it. So let's go ahead and take a look at the lighting site here. And that loads just fine. You can go ahead and scroll down, and that all works very well. So, nothing wrong with basic websites like that. Let's go ahead and try something a little more demanding, such as YouTube. So, I have used this machine to watch YouTube before, and it actually runs fine. All you have to do is turn down the quality to something about 480p or below, and it'll play the video absolutely fine. Audio, of course, is played just fine as well, and you can see here it's actually playing this advertisement at the top fine as well. So, being an older machine, it definitely does YouTube pretty darn good. Of course, I'm not going to share any of this because of copyright reasons, but it works perfectly fine. So, you can also throw any other website at it, Facebook, Twitter, whatever. I haven't really found a website that hasn't worked on this machine yet, other than the Apple one that won't show their slideshow there at the front. You can also run Chrome, but I believe that this is version 38, is the newest version for the Core Solo, Core Duo combination with Snow Leopard. So it is quite old, but it'll also work just fine. However, Firefox is more up to date. We have an older version of iTunes, but nothing wrong with that. It still connects to the store and you can play anything you want. We have Word and Excel here, so we do have Office on this machine. This is Office 2011. You can also run Office 2008 as well. Another nice thing about Snow Leopard is that it has Rosetta, so you can run older PowerPC applications on this machine as well, such as this ArgUML that I use for college sometimes. It uses a PowerPC processor, but with Rosetta I can run it on Snow Leopard here. However, every version after Snow Leopard, Lion and up, they got rid of that feature, so you could no longer use PowerPC applications. So, all these other applications work just fine to this day. Minecraft, you have to do a little bit of editing. Somebody in one of the other videos commented about changing the version that you play with, and I totally forgot about that. So thank you for commenting that. All you have to do is go into the profile settings and you can choose a older version of Minecraft to run, and it works just fine. So, I totally forgot about that, and thanks for bringing that up. So yeah, Minecraft will still run on here. And we'll go ahead and take a look at Office here as well. Go ahead and start up Word. And it comes up pretty quick. Go ahead and hit Choose. So we'll just take a blank document here. And there's Word. I have actually used this to type some of my papers for college because I just enjoyed using Snow Leopard. It's a fantastic older experience on this machine. I remember typing my papers and I listened to iHeartRadio, and that would stream just fine on this machine as well, along with web pages open and typing a paper. It's amazing how much you can do with this Core Solo processor. I'm pretty amazed, actually. So there's Word, and it works just fine. I've used it quite a bit. Excel works fine as well. Of course, again, you can run PowerPC applications, such as Photoshop here. And all these others, as I previously said, work just fine as well. I believe Skype is up to date. Not really sure on that one. Haven't used it on this in a while. And VLC is definitely a nice thing to have as well. So anyway, this machine works pretty well in 2017. I'm pretty amazed by it, and it is a joy to go back and use Snow Leopard. I really enjoyed this operating system, and it's nice to go back and use it again. So anyway, I really do hope you enjoyed this little video of how well this Mac Mini runs in 2017. And also please comment, rate, and subscribe, and thank you very much for watching.